Let me tell you about the night Madrid literally stopped breathing. Not figuratively, not the way people say that when they are exaggerating to make a story sound better. I mean the kind of stop where 60,000 people inside one arena all somehow hit the same pause at the same exact second, and the silence lasts just long enough to make your skin crawl before the sound comes crashing back in twice as hard. That kind of stop. The kind that makes you grab the arm of whoever is standing next to you because your body needs to confirm that another human being just felt what you felt. That is the kind of night we are talking about. And if you were not in Madrid for Bad Bunny's 7th sold-out concert, then sit down and pay attention, because I am about to take you there. Shh, turn the volume up, but keep it low. This is Rap Deepest Secrets, the one place the labels can't control, exposing the codes, the cover-ups, the real cost of fame. Help us to monetization by subscribing. Now, back to the video. 7 nights. Let that land for a moment. Not one night with an encore, not a 2-night run that sold out fast and made headlines for a weekend. 7 consecutive sold-out concerts in the same city. Madrid kept filling that arena night after night, like the city had made a collective decision that it was not done yet. Like each night ended and people walked out into the cool Madrid air and immediately started figuring out how to get back in the following evening. Bad Bunny did not just tour Madrid, he moved into Madrid. He set up residence in that city's chest and refused to leave. And the city did not just allow it, the city threw open the doors and begged him to stay longer. By night 7, the atmosphere inside that arena was not normal concert energy anymore. It was something that had been building and compressing and feeding on itself for a week straight, and it was ready to blow. The stage setup alone was enough to make your jaw drop before a single note played. The production team had built something that looked less like a concert stage and more like a whole other world had been constructed inside the arena, and the audience was being invited to step into it. Lights rigged from every angle, screens that stretched so wide they seemed to curve with the walls, a sound system that you did not just hear but felt moving through the floor, up through the soles of your shoes and into your legs. When the lights went down and the bass started to creep in low and slow, the crowd did not wait for permission. They started screaming immediately into the darkness, at nothing yet, just at the promise of what was coming. That is the thing about a crowd that has been waiting all week. They are already at the edge before the show even starts. Then he appeared. Bad Bunny, center stage, materializing out of smoke and light like the city had been summoning him for 7 nights, and he had finally decided to fully arrive. The roar that went up in that building was the kind of sound that you feel in your molars. People who had seen the previous 6 shows said night 7 hit different. Something in the air was charged differently, like the whole week had been leading to this specific moment, and everyone in the building somehow knew it without anyone saying a word. Now here's where the story takes a turn nobody saw coming. Because somewhere in that crowd, not in a VIP box, not separated from the people by glass and security and bottle service, but actually in among the crowd, where the heat is real and strangers are pressed against you and the bass shakes the drink in your hand, was Alexia Putellas, standing there like a regular person, like someone who just bought a ticket and showed up because she loves music and wanted a good night, which is exactly what she was doing, except that Alexia Putellas is anything but a regular person, and the moment people around her started recognizing that face, the ripple effect moved through the crowd like a stone dropped in still water. If you are reading this and you somehow do not know who Alexia Putellas is, let me take care of that right now. Alexia is the best female footballer on earth. Not one of the best, not top 5, the best. 2 Ballon d'Or trophies sitting on a shelf somewhere in Catalonia with her name on them, which means the entire footballing world voted twice, and both times the answer was the same. She is the captain of FC Barcelona, the engine of the Spanish national team, the woman who carried women's football in Spain from a conversation happening in small rooms to a conversation happening in every home in the country. In Spain, saying the name Alexia carries weight, the way saying the name of a city carries weight. It means something. It points to something real and earned and undeniable. And she did not come alone. Right beside her was Kika Nazareth, young, electric, Portuguese, and already at the age where people who watch football seriously speak her name in the same breath that the best attacking players in the women's game. Kika plays for Barcelona alongside Alexia, and the two of them have that specific kind of chemistry that you only build through hundreds of shared training sessions and dressing room conversations and moments on the pitch where words aren't fast enough and instinct has to take over instead. Standing together in that concert crowd, they moved around each other the same way they move on the pitch, easy and natural, completely comfortable in the shared space between them, like two people who have learned the rhythm of each other's presence without ever having to think about it. But the third person in that group, that's the one that changes the whole texture of the story. Her name is Miriam, and Miriam is Alexia's childhood best friend. Not a teammate, not a sponsor, not someone whose name appears in any football article or sports magazine. Miriam is simply the girl who was there before all of this, before the Ballon d'Or, before the Barcelona contract, before the national team, before the millions of followers and the Nike deals and the magazine covers. Miriam was there in Mollet del Vallès when Alexia was just a kid who loved football more than she could explain and had a dream she wasn't yet sure the world would let her chase. That kind of friendship doesn't have a market value. You can't calculate what it's worth because it exists in a category completely separate from everything that fame and success can measure. And there was Miriam, standing in a packed Madrid arena next to the most decorated female footballer on the planet, laughing and singing and being exactly what she's always been, which is the person Alexia Putellas trusts completely. The three of them together in that crowd without any fanfare, without any announcement, without anyone setting it up for content or cameras was the kind of real that cuts through everything else. You could see it in how they were standing. Nobody was performing. Nobody was thinking about how it looked. They were just there, in the music, in the crowd, in the night. Then Bad Bunny started playing Baile Inolvidable, and everything changed. There's a moment when a song starts and you immediately know it's going to do something to the room. It's not about how popular the song is or how many streams it has or whether it's sitting at #1 on any chart. It's about the physical reaction that moves through a crowd like electricity through water, instant and total and unstoppable. When those opening notes hit the speakers in that Madrid arena on night 7, 60,000 people felt it at the same time. And the reaction was not excitement exactly. It was something deeper than excitement, something more like recognition, like the song was naming something that had been living in the room without a name until that moment. Baile Inolvidable means unforgettable dance, and Bad Bunny didn't write that title carelessly. That song is built on rhythms that your body understands before your brain catches up, the kind of music that dissolves the distance between strangers and makes a crowd of 60,000 feel for 3 minutes like 60,000 people who all grew up together and shared the same memories. It's romantic and it's urgent, and it has this quality of feeling both brand new and deeply familiar at the same time, which is the hardest thing to achieve in music, and the thing that separates the songs that last from the songs that disappear. Alexia Putellas started dancing like nobody was watching, and I want you to understand exactly what that means, because it means something specific. This is a woman who lives under observation almost constantly. Every match she plays is analyzed from 17 different camera angles. Every interview is clipped and shared and debated. Every public appearance gets photographed and discussed. The level of scrutiny that comes with being who she is in Spain is something most people will never experience and wouldn't wish on themselves if they understood what it actually felt like. But in that moment, in that crowd, with Kika on one side and Miriam on the other, and Bad Bunny on stage pouring everything he had in his body into Madrid, Alexia Putellas wasn't the captain of anything. She wasn't carrying any title or responsibility or expectation. She was a woman who loves music, dancing with people she loves, inside a moment that was asking nothing from her except her presence. Kika was right there with her, moving with that natural athletic rhythm that you see in elite footballers who have spent their whole lives developing an unconscious relationship with their own bodies. And Miriam, who had been beside Alexia through every version of her life, was dancing too, probably not thinking about any of this the way I'm describing it. Probably just thinking about how good the song was, and how good the night was, and how lucky it felt to be exactly where she was standing. People around them noticed. Of course they did. You don't stand next to Alexia Putellas in a Madrid concert and miss it, especially when she's dancing with the kind of unbandon that is rare to see from someone that famous in a public space. Alexia kept dancing, Kika kept dancing, Miriam kept dancing. The song kept playing, Bad Bunny kept giving Madrid everything he had in his body. When the song ended, the arena exploded, and then there was that brief suspended second where 60,000 people all exhaled at the same time before the next wave of noise came rolling back in. In that 1 second, if you were standing close enough to Alexia, Kika, and Miriam, you would have seen 3 women looking at each other with a specific expression that passes between people who have just shared something they know they will remember. Not performing the expression for anyone else, just exchanging it between themselves, quietly, in the middle of 60,000 people. That is the thing about a night like that in a city like Madrid. The big moments happen on stage, under the lights, where everyone can see them. But the real moments, the ones that stick to you and travel home with you and show up in your memory 6 months later when you were doing something ordinary, those happen in the crowd, between people, in the dark, where nobody is keeping score, and the only thing that matters is whether you were actually present for it. Bad Bunny played 7 sold-out nights in Madrid. He gave that city 7 chances to feel something it would not forget. And on the 7th night, in the middle of an arena that had been burning for a week, 3 women danced like the whole world had briefly, beautifully disappeared. Some nights just land differently. This was one of them. I would really appreciate your insights on this matter, so feel free to share your views in the comments. Additionally, remember to like, subscribe, and enable notifications to keep up with this story.